I've got a lot of questions from a lot of you, which is a good thing. So here are my answers. At the beginning of this conflict, I made it really clear that we wouldn't join the offensive strikes that the US and Israel were carrying out on Iran. We've got about 300,000 British nationals in the Gulf region, and it's important that we protect them and our Gulf allies. So we have got the RAF in particular flying aeroplanes across the region. They're actually intercepting strikes to stop them hitting people and buildings. So that's defensive action. But we're not joining the war. We are allowing the US to use our bases, but again, for defensive, collective self-defense, to take out basically the ability of Iran to put missiles into the air that are going or may go to attack our Gulf allies and our people in the Gulf. So not going to war, simply taking necessary defensive action to protect British lives and British interests. Whether it's conflict in the region, whether it's the impact on oil and gas, or just the worry that most people have about how's this going to impact me in my home, the best way to reduce the impact is to de-escalate, to get to the end of hostilities and then get to a negotiated settlement. And we're speaking to all of our allies to try and make sure that that happens as quickly as possible. The Strait of Hormuz is a really important shipping lane. It's basically how the Gulf states access, well, the rest of the world, and a lot of oil and gas comes through the Straits. Iran is stopping shipping getting through the Straits. That is having an impact on oil and gas prices. We need to get the Straits back open as quickly as possible. We've been talking, particularly in recent days, to our allies about this, the US, European partners, to Gulf states. I'm not going to pretend it's easy to do this, but it is really important that we do it because whilst the Straits are not in full operation, the price of oil and gas goes up. And I know that then affects everybody at home. Although I do just want to say this to reassure people. In the United Kingdom, for households, we cut energy bills about £117 averagely for households. And we are going to cap that. We are capping that to the end of June. So I know people are worried. But just on household energy bills, be assured that in 3 weeks' time, they're actually going to be cut and then capped for 3 months. In the meantime, we will do everything we can to de-escalate the situation in the Gulf, because that is the best way to deal with the impact on the cost of living. We've got a number of military bases in the Middle East. They've been targeted by Iran. So in order to protect them, we had already pre-deployed anti-drone capability, radar capability. We already had our planes there, RAF pilots. We put more of those into the region. And from about an hour or two after the conflict started, they've been working 24/7 in the skies, taking out the incoming strikes from Iran, which is protecting our bases and our people in those bases. I'm really conscious that whatever's going on in the world, for most people, the issue they're most concerned about is the cost of living. Can I make ends meet? Can I pay my bills? Are my bills going to go up? And there's a real sense of worry about that. Now, I get that because when I was growing up, we didn't have enough money to pay our bills. And therefore, we literally had to sit around our kitchen table discussing how we would cope. So I know that anxiety feels like. It's sort of knot in the stomach when you know you can't pay the bills. That's why this government has said that dealing with the cost of living is the number one priority. We have decided at the last budget to take money off energy bills. On average, for households, about £117. It'll vary a bit, but that's the average. Now, in 3 weeks' time, that decision goes into action, and therefore energy bills will come down, household energy bills, and then we will cap them for 3 months to the end of June. Whatever happens in the conflict, that will be the situation. I know that some people, particularly in rural communities and in Northern Ireland, use oil for their heating. And that's why today I've announced support for those that are using oil because their prices will have gone up. I'm also saying, by the way, too many stories of deliveries being cancelled and then prices going up when the new appointment is made. We've got to stop any sense of people being ripped off. But we are putting that support in. And we'll look at what else we can do. Fuel duty for those that are driving is frozen through till September. In an uncertain world, those are certainties. Those are some of the things we're doing in relation to the cost of living.